Hey everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining us today. If you haven't seen the video prior to this, today we're installing our new ProTech flooring. We're going to cover a little bit of details as far as specs and installation suggestions in the video today, but if you want more technical details, be sure to check that video out. We'll throw the link for that video in the description below. And remember, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, share it with somebody you know. If you have any questions or feedback, drop it in the comment section. And if you want to see more content from Caliber, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Now, before we get started, we're going to talk a little bit about the trailer that we have here, the installation that we're doing, and why we're doing this particular configuration. Today we're working on this 8.5 foot by 24 foot drive-on, drive-off enclosed trailer. This is from Rover Trailers. They're based out of Twin Falls, Idaho. They are more commonly known as Rover Off-Road. Now, they're a little bit new to the power sports trailer industry, but they've spent a ton of time in the off-road and off-grid vehicle industry, so they got a ton of experience as far as building trailers and building vehicles. You can get these trailers customized to whatever you'd like. They come with all different sorts of bells and whistles, and they even come Caliber equipped. So what we'll do is we'll include some links for their websites below, and you can see them in the description. All right, now back to the installation. So we're gonna be setting this trailer up primarily for off-road use and snowmobile use. First, we're going to start off with some full-length tie-down channels, and then we're also going to install some tie-down points for the snowmobile. We're going to be installing our flooring around those tie-down points as well as the built-in tie-down points that come from the factory, and we'll show you how we're going to do that here in a little bit. Now, we'll be doing a pretty standard installation on the trailer doors with LowPro GripGlides, EdgeGlides, and EdgeGuards, and we're also going to show you a little hack that we're going to install here at the back door jamb. All right, so we're going to start with our perimeter products first. So that means our EdgeGlides and our EdgeGuards. And the reason why this is important is it kind of impacts the spacing, alignment, positioning of the LowPro GripGlides that we're going to install on the doors and the ProTech flooring that we're going to install on the inside of the trailer. All right, so let's get this stuff out of the box and get this installation started. So we're going to start with our EdgeGuards here, and what we're going to do is we're going to position them as far to the outside as possible. The EdgeGuards incorporate basically a protective flange here to protect the trailer cables backing out loading your vehicles, as well as the LowPro GripGlide here on the bottom, so you got some traction. The cool thing about these is they do interlock together, and what we're going to do today is use a little standoff here on the part to actually keep them in a straight line. Now, you can snap a chalk line if you want a little bit straighter alignment piece or something to cue up, but today we're just going to use the standoffs on the part to keep things in line, and we're going to keep going on this installation. We got the EdgeGuards installed on both sides of the trailer door. Now we're working on the EdgeGlides 2.0. As you can see, we do have to make some modifications here. One thing you can do is take a tape measure to measure the width, and you can cut basically one of the EdgeGlide sections to fit the width of your trailer. One thing we did here is just line everything up, did a little overlap, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut about 9 inches off the backside here to make sure that we close inside not only the EdgeGuards but also the cables up at the top when we close the door. We're going to get started, get this thing cut up, and get it installed. Just a quick tip when you're cutting your EdgeGlides 2.0, be sure that you cut the outside edge using the integrated cut lines. We have those every 3 inches, and what that's going to provide is a solid wall after you cut the piece, and then you also keep your interlocking points. So there's also EdgeGlide links that go on the back side of the EdgeGlides to make everything flip as one piece. So don't forget about those, and don't forget to leave the outside edge so you got your fasteners to link them together. Right, so we have the EdgeGlides and the EdgeGuards installed, and we're going to complete the door installation by installing our LowPro GripGlides. And like we said, this is going to be primarily for snowmobiles and off-road vehicles. And in this situation, we could install our ProTech XT, the traction tile, but our traditional power sports vehicle accessories are going to perform better from an engagement and an efficiency standpoint for loading and unloading those specific vehicles. So we're going to get this stuff out of the box, and we're going to get it installed on the door. All right, so the first thing we're going to do here for the LPGGs or the LowPro GripGlides is install a full section at the bottom and the top of the door. The reason why we want to do this is because this is an extended height trailer, and we're going to have some filler sections that we're going to have to cut to fit the center portion of the door. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our spacing at the bottom and the top, make sure that that's all lined up with the 3/8 of an inch required spacing. We're going to get them secured down to the door. Just finished up the LowPro GripGlide installation and the rear door installation with all 3 products. We're going to do the same exact installation on the front door. We're going to get that completed, and we'll see you inside here shortly, and we'll keep the installation going with the flooring. All right, so we got the front and rear doors finished up with our LowPro GripGlides, our EdgeGlides, and our EdgeGuards. And now we're going to move on to the interior of the trailer. Just like the doors, we're going to start with the perimeter, we're going to start with our FlexGlide High, and then we're going to move on to our ProTech Smooth for the interior of the floor. Now we are going to be cutting out some areas for tie downs in a few different places, so we'll get those measured up. But like I said, we're going to start with the perimeter here, and we're going to get the FlexGlides High installed on the outside. What that's going to do is it's going to direct your ski around, avoiding the battery box here, avoiding the wall, and making an easy transition onto the door for exiting with the snowmobiles. We're going to get this stuff taken out of the box, and we're going to get started. So we went ahead and got our FlexGlides High installed at the front of the trailer. Now we're going to move on to the tie down channels for the side-by-side. We already went ahead and got our stance. We're going to measure it at about 60 inches on center. We got some lines marked out on the floor of the trailer here. We're going to get some stuff out of the box and we're going to get them anchored down. So we got our tie down channels in place for our UTV. Now when we get the trailer back to the shop, we are going to secure these with some through bolts. We got them tacked down in place because we're going to fit the flooring around it. But with that being said, we're going to grab some flooring and we're going to get the installation started. So like we said, today we're installing our ProTech Smooth. And now, if you haven't seen the technical breakdown on the ProTech flooring, like we said, we have two different surface types here. So we have our ProTech XT, which is our traction tile, also provides containment and directionality for carbides and snowmobiles. And then we have our ProTech Smooth. This is a traditional floor. It's going to give you nice, consistent height coverage or protection across the deck of the floor, and can also be integrated with the ProTech XT. A couple other things, the ProTech flooring does have a really cool fastening system. So we integrated 9 fastening points on each tile with countersunk and recessed fasteners, meaning when these tiles get snapped together, it's going to cover that screw head. And the fastener system also allows you to install it in 3 different ways depending on what type of surface you're actually installing the product on, and what type of traffic that the flooring might actually see. Like we said, there's a few different ways that you can actually fasten these tiles. It can be a full floating floor, it can be a partially floating floor, or a fully fixed floor. Like we said, that's really dependent on the surface that you're actually installing the product on. So this Rover trailer here has what's called nudo flooring. It's laminated plywood. Holds up pretty well to studs, carbides, and stuff like that, but you're still going to see wear over time. Now this is a great example of where you might have to do a partially fixed floor. As you can see, this nudo flooring is kind of slick. The tile actually moves around the surface a little bit, so that's going to require a partially floating floor. So we will put in some strategic fasteners around the flooring, and like we said, they are recessed and countersunk. So you're not going to have to worry about fastener heads being exposed, catching them with your carbides and your studs, anything like that. We have a couple of sections of flooring lined out here, and that's going to give us our dimensions or our spacing for the tie downs. And now we did measure the side-by-side for stance, like we said, and that's going to line up perfectly with the center of some of these squares. Now what's nice about these tiles is that we can actually modify them with a utility knife. We can just cut down the center of these, remove these squares to make relief cuts for those tie down channels. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting this one cut out. We're going to get it set up on the tie down channel, and then we're going to start working our way to the front of the trailer. Just wrapped up installing our smooth ProTech flooring on the inside of this trailer. As you can see, we went with a charcoal gray and red checkerboard pattern for this installation. The tiles themselves are 9x18, so you can install the product in a variety of different ways, giving you a lot of different looks with the colors that we're going to have available. We will have some additional content coming out as far as how we access the existing tie down points that are inside this trailer, as well as some additional accessories that are going to be available for the ProTech flooring, including the base trim that goes around the wall that covers up that gap in between the flooring and the wall itself. We will also show you how we integrate the ProTech XT, the traction tile, into this existing installation. We'll also have some content coming out on some other new products that we have releasing in 2024. The Clamp Pro, our Trailblazer ORV tie downs, and our Rover 360 snowmobile dolly kit. For more information on all the products that we've installed today, make sure you check out our website at www.caliberproductsinc.com. And don't forget to follow us on our social channels at Caliber Products on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Always remember, stay safe, get your ride on, and we'll see you on the trail.